Thanks, Catherlock. I have spoken in this House about the urge of hate crime legislation, and I welcome the opportunity to address this important subject again. I came into the Shannon with the hope that I would help to break down barriers for the traveller community and for all people at the edges of Irish society. I believe inclusive and effective hate crime legislation must be part of this. So first I would like to acknowledge Senator O'Loughlin's efforts in this area. However, I am aware of some of the issues with the previous draft legislation in 2016 still has not been addressed in this current vision. During Transgender Awareness Month, it is particularly important to point out the need to make sure transphobia is addressed separately from homophobia in this bill, and it's not clear in the text in the bill. As the only person from an ethnic minority group here in this House, I know if this legislation is not worded appropriately, it can have very bad impacts of people from other ethnic minority groups, and the reality is it will not work. It will be like the 1989 Act. It won't work. I believe any legislation in this area must be informed by consultation and engagement with civil society. As politicians, we all need to learn and listen, because we don't get legislation right. It could, as I've already said, have a negative impact on the people that it impacts on. Nothing about us without us have to be one of my favourite quotes, because a lot of the time we go off and we do a lot of work without the people that it impacts on. So while it's great to do the work, but we have to be engagement with people that hate crime and hate speech really impacts on. This is why the CEG, this is why my CEG colleague and myself, Lynn Yuan, have been holding consultations over the last 2 years in relation to hate crime with a broad network of stakeholders, including the Irish Traveller Movement, Traveller LGBTQI+ Action Group, the Irish Network Against Racism, and Muslim Sisters of Eire, and all that's just a few NGOs that myself and Senator Lynn Yuan has been working with for the last 2 years. I myself have been involved in the Love Not Hate campaign around hate crime legislation since 2014, along with Shane O'Corey, who works in ENAR, and the wider ENAR network. So I just want to point out that myself and Senator Lynn Yuan are working very passionately around bringing around a hate crime legislation that will work for people in Irish society. And just to point out for the record, myself and Lynn Yuan will be following the Department's review on the 1999 Hate Crime Act very deeply and passionately. And just to say that we have been working with academics from all universities around a legislation that will work for people from ethnic minority groups and hate crime. Thank you.